You so-called loyal clans all got together and tried to kill me. Ghostface killer.
Yo, we got killer Glocks, loaded up with killer shots to killer cops, playing the block with killer rocks, high voltage guns that let off kilowatts, big CeeLo games that only got killer knots, nothing but killers in here that'll straight kill your career. The bullshit is killing my ears, killer red carpet gear, the killer premiere. This is Ghostface killer, no killer with gear, killer fashion. Watch out, killing with rose, with the classic wallabies, with the colorful souls. My killer actions leave fake killers exposed. There's no relaxing when you see my killers on patrol. We got killers on parole that's real ill since Bill that'll fuck around and kill Bill. Born in the killer, Staple Town thriller, Ghostface killer. Yo, it only get realer.
Once upon a time, we was labeled the murder capital. Ear wobble off, suit with the cable. Do or die, killer, be killed, streets of murder. Ninja mask killers on bikes, get your man lift. Sock on the toe of the valley for the gear shift. Adrenaline pump the pulse, killer instinct. Trigger finger start to itch, my bad eye twitch. Cut from the fabric of the royally rich. You know the rules, got a family killers that don't snitch. Why killers like carbon monoxide when dogs cry. Master killer Mike assassin, you all die. Slow, I move in silence, you won't hear peep. Killers that'll kill you for real in one heartbeat. Slit the guitar weak, we kill concrete. Spin it back and catch the beat. I squeeze Mikey. I squeeze Mikey. Try me. Every regular nigga such dick.
Eyes wide shut, masquerade, got wild dancing. I'm in the mosh pit at the Rothschild mansion. I'm Corman, Orson, Thorburn, John Borman. The living baptism in the river of Jordan. Rock bells when I kick the gospel. Godspell abort rappers like Kermit Gosnell. I'm not real black Estapos, white Broncos, drop foes. When the Glock blows, turn your face into potholes. Always had the hot clothes since a booger snot nose. Mama couldn't afford it, she should have kept her twat closed. Villa Stadium, baby Damien. I sell a weapon to an Iranian and I sell a Russian uranium. Coretta's ever the head of the negative. Never let him live. I put you to bed like Mr. Huxtable with a sedative. I am the filthy, dirty, degenerate representative of Juice Crew. Terror to the error terrorists. No, they won't protect you. The throne of the bone collector. Bullet to the dome. Welcome to the home of Phil Spector. I toss him and flip him. Ragdoll status. The murder, the madness. A mad dog madness.
Roll with R.A.D. and Gargan. Alongside Extreme the Yard Man. Rifle Spitfire like Jargon. Quickly send them to the Lord and who them are this, who them are this, who them are this, who them are this, yeah. Who that we eat talks never miss. We send them a mark, take a reminisce. Two school all-stars, oh my goodness. Two school all-stars, oh my goodness. Let you raps know cause I'm bad to the bone. I'm killing my excuse and respect. I'm cool with you rap. I'm cool with you rap. Poison.
G-Ran with the thieves and the bandits. Toast click, don't make me leave you in transit. Don't even think about seizing no chances. This shit make birds flee from their branches. If it ain't cheese where your hands is, we gon' leave you like Christopher Reeves and some Pampers. Don't sneeze in your panic and breathe, only stand it. Reach and you gon' bleed on your dandruff. Close still, better hold still. They gon' find you left with no grill like the roadkill. Flashing lights in the night, not for camera shots. Those are tight from the heights and the random shots. Where the mothers come with candle blocks. Bodies rot in abandoned lots. Helicopters in the bands swat. Cannibalism, scams and plots, vandalism, grams and rocks. Stand in the kitchen, handle pots, handle riches, hammer Scott. Man in prison, man forgot. Tattoo, teardrop in the can pop. Don't stop, won't stop. Hip hop can't stop.
Roll with R.A.D. and Gargan. Alongside Extreme the Yard Man. Rifle Spitfire like Jargon. Quickly send them to the Lord and who them are this, who them are this, who them are this, who them are this, yeah. Who that we eat talks never miss. We send them a mark, pick up reminisce. Two school all-stars, oh my goodness. Two school all-stars, oh my goodness.
Yeah, when the devil come, boy, the devil gon' come smiling.
Yo, what the fuck these niggas talking
I'm Rachel Robbins, and tonight's news we'll talk about hate speech.
Prehistoric animal, hairy beast, a bloody ape I bite. Came out the Cape White, the Canaanite. I take your wife and lay the pipe. And if I ain't offend you, I ain't probably say it right. I'm like Big L in heaven with the Mac 11 raping Christ. I make atheists beg to be forgiven and listen to Christians. I get 5%ers and white supremacists switching positions. I put the fear of God in Christopher Hitchens. Put feminist bitches in kitchens and make vegans live off of chicken and chitlins. Got a redhead kingpin pumping hottie hobby. If she got a sloppy body, get my bitch some birth control from Hobby Lobby. I'm a fat American. I call football soccer. I give a weakling a wedgie and shove a nerd in his locker. I discipline these obscene teens. I beat them with belts. I smack you with my hard cock on your forehead and leave welts. It ain't hate, folks. Take notes. I make great jokes with no apologies or fake quotes and no scapegoats. Hate speech of the brave, where we all run free. Are we just a wet vagina hole of a country? Country. Say it. Country.
Don't say this, don't say that.
It's hateful.
Don't say this, don't say that.
Country.
Wait, that's the C word.
I don't care.
I burn flags, I grab my dick during national anthems. I fat shame a fat kid and blame his fat fuck parents. I shame sluts for being sluts. I use the word retard. I teach this wet vagina hole of a nation to be hard. Tell my psychologist I'm dropping Scientologist knowledge while flying on the cosmic rocket ship. Not into politics, I'm shoving cock in college kids until they vomit jizz. Impersonate a cop and shove my cop Glock in your esophagus. And then I stop and frisk every white European colonist and stomp an Amish bitch. I'm spitting visions Nostradamus missed. I take a room full of ballerinas and I teach them how to juggy. I tell a chubby girl she's fat and tell a ugly girl she ugly. I'm overseas spreading STDs to OPPs. I get my hot Nagandi robbing old ladies for their groceries. I get Muslims quoting my gross poetry of mostly sleaze and get the Pope shoving rosary beads in your ovaries. I barely ever put my dick away. Hit a chick a day. I make my gay friends eat a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. Far as gunplay, I put the RA in the NRA. Losing fans and being hated, that's a regular day. It's the home of the brave where we all run free. Are we just a wet vagina hole of a country? Country. Say it. Country.
Don't say this, don't say that.
It's hateful.
Don't say this, don't say that.
It's hateful.
Country.
Come and listen in to the radio station where the mighty hosts of heaven sing. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. If you want to hear the songs of Zion coming from the land of endless spring, get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Glory share. Turn your lights down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Come and listen in to the Gloryland chorus. Listen to the glad hosannas roll. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Get a little taste of love eternal. Get a little heaven in your soul. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Glory share. Turn your lights down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Listen to the songs of the fathers and the mothers and the many friends gone on before. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Some eternal morning we shall meet them over on the Hallelujah show. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Glory share. Turn the lights down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Well, hey, that kind of worked out right on the timing. Good morning, everybody. Wow, Joe Biden dips out on all of his Rona responsibilities just as the CDC announces some confusing to the crowd changes to their quarantine regimen. I kind of feel Admiral Akbar in the back screaming, "It's a trap!" And we're gonna get into that and a whole lot more. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're on a break, I hope you're enjoying it. I am, yeah, I guess awake. I don't know. I'm gonna run through the business here real quick, and we'll jump into it. I haven't done a news show since last week, and it seems like a little bit's gone down. Yeah, I had a fascinating conversation with Adam Kokesh yesterday. I do hope you got a chance to check that out. Weird when you can fight the law and win. Good job, Adam Kokesh. That QR code you see up in the corner of the screen, that belongs to Matrix Bars. They sponsor the show. Matrix Bars is a 3.5 gram psilocybin mushroom bar in 4 delicious flavors. Damn, they're good. Was having a conversation with one of you guys, one of you kick-ass motherfuckers last night a little bit. And we were talking about how if it melts a little bit, it almost seems like the psilocybin pools to a corner. So that's the winner piece. But ordinarily it's distributed out pretty fucking amazingly evenly. At any rate, if you want to find out, if you want to learn more about him, hit him up on Twitter or Instagram at Matrix Genetics, MATRIXGENETIX. We have t-shirts at truthclothing.io. They're kick-ass, both the t-shirts and the company, Nathan and Katie. Nathan has a show here on the Rockfin called Lift the Veil. It's fantastic. I went on the show last week, talked about all kinds of stuff. It was a great interview. You should go check it out. Follow Nathan's channel, show him some love. Let's see, who do we got here? Would like to welcome everybody watching across all platforms. We are streaming live on Odyssey now. Odyssey is another platform that doesn't jump down our throat, unsubscribe people from the channel, censor our content. I know that there's a couple of people out there who have a problem with Rockfin, and that's fine. There are other platforms, and we're on them. You should check us out there. We're on DLive, Odyssey, Twitch, Twitter. Signing up this week, BitChute, Rumble, Super U, all that stuff. We're spreading out. The show is going to be available. It already is available across like all audio only platforms. I don't say that often enough. We're on fucking Spotify, for fuck's sake. The Sunday shows are. The Sunday shows are on Spotify through Aftermath on their channel. So you could always check those out. If you're in the car driving around and shit too. All of the donate links are up and working. I believe they're in the descriptions this time. I'm not entirely sure. Knocking on the door of the initial goal for the fundraiser for the truck holocaust. Yeah, pretty stoked. Like around $1,300 away. So if you're so inclined to know it's going to be rough, and I know it's about to be the brokest month of the year for everybody, that's going to be fun. But if you can, throw a couple of bucks at it. If not, no big deal. But please do share the links around. I will drop the one to the truck roast in the chat here. I don't know, sooner or later. Let me dig that out so I don't forget, so I can jump right into it. Right before we started the show yesterday, or right before Adam popped back in because he was having some technical difficulties. I was getting ready to pull up a story about our friend Kristan Harris from the Rundown Live there in Wisconsin. Because Kristan, is a lot of you I know, I'm sure, crowdfunded a trip to go out to New York to cover the Maxwell trial. He's been doing fantastic work. Both him and Addie are scheduled to be on sometime over the next week and a half to share their thoughts on it and tell us about some stuff that we may not be aware of. So do look for that. But anyway, the other day, last week, while he was out, this happened. Let me go find the fucking thing. There it is. So this is obviously from Kristan's website. This showed up a week ago, or a little bit less than a week ago, on Christmas Eve. Kristan Harris is a Wisconsin-based independent journalist, host of the talk news radio show Rundown Live, a media organization who over the years, in addition to hosting several notable guests, has also made a name for itself in reporting high-profile events, such as the protest and riot at the Capitol on January 6th. Come on, guys. Don, you're a fucking anarchist. An unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which led to the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. Pertaining to the latter, Mr. Harris was actually called to the witness stand during the recent Rittenhouse trial, as it was he who captured most of the crucial footage in the case. So anyway, let's jump down. Okay. So the outlet published all of the testimony. You can get the transcripts of all the testimony of all the witnesses on the Rundown Live, and they've been published on Twitter and across other social media platforms. So it's weird. Do they? I mean, okay. Is this where? Okay. Sorry. So, last Wednesday, I guess while he was out to dinner or something, the Airbnb where he was staying at was broken into. This is the closet door where it was totally ripped off. This is what's wild. The day prior, that Tuesday, in front of the court, after court, the media is standing outside, and Isabel Maxwell, like Ghislaine Maxwell had been doing. This is gonna open in a second. So here's dude breaking in. While I'm not gonna kill the audio on this. While I'm talking about what happened, I'll just let this play in the background. There's dude. And that's unfortunate. But anyway, so they get out of court on Tuesday. Media's outside. Addie's there. Kristan is there. A number of other people. And Isabel Maxwell pulls out her phone. And with her dead, beady little eyes, starts taking pictures of all of the people that have cameras. All of the media personalities out in front of the trial. So we saw a dude go in. I guess he apparently removed the air conditioning unit to get in. Speed it up just a little bit. And watch dude leave with a almost looks like a grocery bag. Yeah. And that's going to have Kristan's laptop in it. So fortunately, he had loaded up, or backed up rather, is what I want to say. Backed up most of the information, most of his research notes. There's dude. There's the green bag. Inside of that bag, Kristan Harris's laptop. Contents of the laptop contain the last several weeks worth of research pertaining to the trial. Much of the material was backed up. It's still an immense loss. That's also, whatever else he didn't have backed up on it and whatever else was on the laptop. Plus whatever else they're going to glean from it to further fuck with Kristan. In a Facebook post about the burglary, Harris clarified to those inquiring as to exactly how the thief made his way inside and what was taken, specifying that despite the numerous valuable items about the residence, the intruder seemed to know exactly what he was looking for. Weird thing is that it's the only thing missing in 90 seconds. Door was locked. There's better goodies there. Took the air conditioner out of the front Airbnb window, crawled through and went through the kitchen, or ripped open the closet door and stole my laptop, other high-priced items, including a $350 pair of headphones on the bed and other stuff. Here's the so that's Isabel Maxwell. Just, I guess, kind of look at these dead little eyes. Just creepy. So, oh, you guys probably didn't see that. Never mind. At any rate, creepy shit, and nothing but love to Kristan. I am gonna play this because holy crap, is it funny? You guys already know, and I think the guy went on Steve Bannon's show yesterday. There's been a fatwa, issued for him. People are coming for his job and his livelihood and all that kind of stuff. However, it is just fun to write. And I think we could do this on YouTube, but it's not hate speech. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Yeah.
So I just had to get that out of the way. Let's jump right into Joe Biden abdicating federal responsibility, which also, again, is something that I believe I can say on YouTube. However, let me do the cover your ass disclaimer. I put it in the chat. I'm gonna start to do that. Okay. Susan Wojcicki, DARPA, Alphabet Inc., the National Security Agency, the FBI, the CDC, and your mom. The views in this video regarding COVID vaccines may conflict with health authorities. All opinions represent those of the speaker and not of those of any academic institutions, government institutions, or any affiliates, nor YouTube, its owners, management, sponsorship, or staff. They belong to me and me alone. And you can't get them out. So let's jump right into it. This is out of Zero Hedge. Because I think I have a couple other stories from there today to talk about. So on October 22nd, 2020, then candidate Joe Biden vowed to shut down the virus, not the country. He shut the virus down. Man, bring me a tween. 14 months later, now President Biden just admitted there's no federal solution to the pandemic. That's up, and that it's up to individual states to do what he promised. Look, there's no federal solution, he said during a call with state governors. This gets solved at the state level. Ultimately gets down to where the rubber meets the road, and that's where the patient is in need of help or preventing the need for help. My message to the governors is simple. If you need something, say something. We're going to have your back any way we can. I wonder if I hit the audio button. Let me do this again and make sure that I have the share audio on, because you never know. Let's try this again. Here we go.
Look, there is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level.
Fairly cut and dry. A little bit of Joe Biden walking in the rain. Okay, kids. So basically what I'm saying, man, you're on your own. I gotta go get up in a ride in a helicopter and go salute a Marine. Because it's their helicopter. It's Marine One. It belongs to them. It's theirs. Fuck Joe Biden. Oh, get rid of that. So here's the thing. Ordinarily, and I said this on Twitter, and I kind of mean it. I do. Like, I'm going to look at the complete abdication of federal responsibility to the whole coronavirus situation as a sign to everyone who's been advocating parallel societies, parallel structures, counter economics, to jump now. Okay. Like, clearly, this is a trap. Clearly, the Biden administration, the CDC, are putting the responsibility on the governors. They're now going to spend the rest of the fucking winter. Omicron, death, there are cases, it's out of control. They're going to spin it like it's a red state versus blue state thing. When it comes down to who's going to keep you safe. And I swear to God, there's probably some dumbasses that have bought the narrative on this that quite honestly, cynically think they can thin the herd and win elections in 2022 as the Democratic Party. And I gotta say, man, unless there really is a mass die-off and somehow only the shit libs survive, there is no way that they are going to make it through those 2022 midterms without just wholesale fucking slaughter, man. Oh. How are they not gonna get their fucking narrow fucking high bougie asses beat? It's gonna be ugly. But let's talk about the CDC thing, because it's freaking people out. Like the people that, especially the super progressives that have like bought the fucking Walker Bragman bullshit line about COVID the whole time. They are freaking out about this thing. And here again, if we didn't live in a fucking cartoon, something that was milder and not creating bodies as a mutation of something that supposedly was very serious, created bodies, would be heralded as a good thing. Cool. We've hit that spot where if people are in serious need of medical attention because of this, we know there are myriad safe ways to do it without shooting experimental drugs into them. And if they don't, maybe we could talk about exercise. Now, maybe we could talk about eating right. Maybe we could talk about taking some vitamins or ways that we could prevent illness in general as a population, but nah. U.S. health officials on Monday cut isolation restrictions for Americans who catch the coronavirus from 10 to 5 days and similarly shorten that time that close contacts need to quarantine. The CDC said the guidance is in keeping with the growing evidence that people with the coronavirus are most infectious in the 2 days before and 3 days after symptoms develop. The decision was also driven by a recent surge in COVID cases propelled by the Omicron. The moronic. Early research suggests Omicron may cause milder illnesses than earlier version of the coronavirus, but the sheer number of people becoming infected and therefore having to isolate or quarantine. So look, the framing on this is so wild to me. You know what that is? That's staying home sick because you're too sick to go into work, which is something that we used to talk about without having to use fear-inducing words like isolate or quarantine. Hey, y'all, way milder than the last couple of things of these. Look, if you have these symptoms, we recommend that you get a test and you stay home from work for a couple of days. I know it's going to be hard. It sucks. Maybe your job did. But look, so many of you are telecommuting now. It should be manageable. Should be. And on the upside, if you're one of those essential workers that the country doesn't give a fuck about and the government doesn't give a fuck about, and you're underpaid and you're underappreciated, if you're one of those people and you have to go into work sick like millions do or did, I guess, probably still do every day, at least you're not walking around killing granny. I mean, fuck, dude. This is kind of what we would want as a country. Let's get back into the article here a little bit. CDC director Rochelle Walensky, we'll hear from her over on the Rockfin side of this. I definitely can't do that one here. Said the country is about to see a lot of Omicron cases. Not all of those cases are going to be severe. In fact, many are going to be asymptomatic. So really what she's saying is, in fact, not many to barely any of those cases are going to be severe. Starting the sentence out with, most of these cases are going to be asymptomatic. In fact, hardly any of them are going to be severe. That would be something that you would try to get across to a country that you didn't want to be walking around in a fear-induced psychosis for the next couple of years. I swear to fuck, this is just a ploy to get Democrats elected in the midterms. Like, on one level, this is a cynical ploy to get Democrats elected in the midterms. On several other levels, it's everything else we've been discussing. But on this one alone, one component of it, the guidance comes as bars and restaurants across the country are shuttering and reopening due to COVID exposure. Eatery owners in multiple states, including New York, Texas, Minnesota, Indiana, and others, notified their customers in recent days of closures related to positive cases and exposure. In New York City alone, where proof of vaccine is required by diners' workers, the list of restaurants' closures has already reached the double digits. Last week, the agency loosened rules that previously called on healthcare workers to stay out of work for 10 days if they test positive. The new recommendations said workers could go back to work after 7 days if they test negative and don't have symptoms. The agency said isolation time could be cut to 5 days or even fewer if there are severe staffing shortages. Now, CDC is changing the isolation and quarantine guidance for the general public to be even less stringent. Yes. Okay. So this is where you just want to grab somebody, fucking ragdoll them. This could be a signal of the Omicron variant, which accounts for 73% of cases in the U.S., according to the most recent data from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, being more mild than the other strains. 5 paragraphs up, dumbass. You quote the CDC director saying the same thing. The guidance continues to be complex. Fucking weirdos, man. Fucking weirdos. I really do. I think it's a cynical ploy to get Democrats elected. I do. Before we jump over to the Rock Finny Fin, I don't know if they actually talk about it. Oh yeah, they do. They do. I'm not 100% sure if I discussed this or not. Do you remember some months back? I know we talked about this. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett buying a bunch of land in Wyoming so they could build nuclear reactors, and what could possibly go wrong? Well, Bill Gates and Google and MIT have teamed up. In the midst of all of this, they're like, you know what we need? We need fusion. Not fission, but fusion. Let me do this story. Man, and look. If we could actually do this, that would be a wonderful fucking energy source. 100%. But the fact that Bill Gates and Google are behind it, yo. For decades, scientists have been trying to harness the energy that powers stars, complex atomic level process known as nuclear fusion, which requires heating a plasma fuel to more than 100 million degrees Celsius and finding a way to contain and sustain it. In theory, fusion could yield inexpensive and unlimited zero emissions electricity without producing any significant radioactive waste, as fission does in traditional nuclear power plants. All facts. A range of daunting scientific and engineering hurdles long made that possibility at best a distant promise. But now, after breakthroughs this year at MIT and elsewhere, scientists and a growing number of deep-pocketed investors, ding, 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 ding. Fucking old Mexican drug lord, Breaking Bad, fucking. I'm not gonna steal that's No Agenda's thing, but holy fuck, dude. They're like, that should send a whole bunch of bells going. Insist that fusion is for real and could start sending power to the electricity grids in about a decade. To prove that, Commonwealth Fusion Systems, an MIT spinoff in Cambridge, is using $1.8 billion it raised in recent months from such investors such as Bill Gates, Google, and a host of private equity firms. Guaranteed, we're talking Bill Gates' partner in the nuclear reactors in Wyoming, Warren Buffett, and Berkshire Hathaway. Guaranteed, we're talking about European bloodline investing groups. We're talking about Vanguard. We're talking about BlackRock. You know for a fact Unit 8200 is going to want to get some spy tech up at that shit. Host of excavators, backhoes, and other heavy machinery are clearing land in Devons, laying a concrete foundations on 47 acres of newly acquired land. It may sound like science fiction, but the science of fusion is real, and the recent scientific advancements are game-changing, said Dennis White, director of MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center and co-founder of Commonwealth Fusion Systems. Over the years, there have been government-led efforts to address that. Other challenges, multi-billion-dollar international thermonuclear experimental reactor, which the US and other countries are building in southern France to generate 10 times more power than it took to generate the fusion reaction. Again, we talked about this a little bit. France's nuclear program is off the fucking chain and like largely unregulated. That's why a lot of these people are going there. Weird shit. And I do not like the players. And Sleepy Josh and I were talking about this. It is theoretically a good idea. It is. Let's see. Oh, where did it go? Come on, AJ. I wanted to play the clip of Alex Jones going, there it is. This is fucking funny. Maybe I'll open the Rockfin segment with that. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'm almost positive I am out of YouTubeable material. Oh, no, I can do one more story on YouTube, and it's good news. Ish. Good news as far as a prison abolitionist could consider someone being locked up. Good news. Sieg the Thirdison, the pedophile and sociopath that was inserted into WikiLeaks by the FBI, this fuck, to basically set up Julian Assange in exchange for immunity for his crimes, and then extended immunity for completely fabricating testimony so that the US government could try and present Julian Assange as a hacker. And this is one of the narratives that the media has seized on to try and be like, he's not a journalist, he's a hacker. He ordered hackings. We know it's in the indictment. But no, because the piece of shit pedo who fucking got locked up for impersonating other human beings, stealing identities, embezzlement, forging signatures, and a host of child rape crimes. That guy, he's the guy who provided the testimony, which he has recanted fully, saying he lied about all of it. That is what the blue check fucking media mafia stands on, to distance themselves from Julian Assange. That pedo fuck is their rock. Remind them of that all the time. All the time. Put pictures, Rachel Maddow and Siggy up together. Hey, this is who you're standing with when you distance. His word that you're using to distance yourself from the biggest press freedom trial in history. Sigurdur Thirdison, key witness for the FBI against Julian Assange, has been jailed in Iceland. The notorious alleged hacker and convicted pedophile was remanded to custody in Iceland's highest security prison. Not even going to try. On September 24th. Not going to try. Oh, I guess that's the Icelandic spelling of Thirdison. Okay, I'm going to try. Hunbergi G. Anderson. See, Anderson's pretty easy. I grew up in a town called Anderson. Confirms that he's in custody. Thordarson was given immunity by the FBI in exchange for testimony against Julian Assange. Thordarson was arrested the same day he arrived back in Iceland from a trip to Spain and subsequently brought before a judge after police requested indefinite detention. We did report on that. Intended to halt an ongoing crime spree. Again, the ongoing crime spree is the thing that he was doing because the FBI gave him immunity. So he felt like he didn't have to worry about the crimes he openly bragged about them in the interview he gave to Der Stunden the magazine in which he revealed that he had lied about all of his testimony. The judge apparently agreed that Thordarson's repeated, blatant, and ongoing offenses against the law put him at high risk for continued reoffending. Yeah. Thordarson is a key witness for the U.S. Justice Department, according to documents presented to a UK court in an effort to secure the extradition of Julian Assange. He was recruited by U.S. authorities to build a case against Assange after misleading them to believe he was a previously close associate of his. In a recent interview with Stundin, he admitted to fabricating statements to implicate Assange and contradicted what he was quoted as saying in U.S. court documents. In fact, he had volunteered on a limited basis to raise money for WikiLeaks in 2010, but was found to have used that opportunity to embezzle more than $50K from the organization. And we've covered all of that. Yeah, locked up in prison. Yeah. It's a great quote from Christian Hansen. Last week, we learned the CIA plan to kidnap or kill Assange in the center of London, and now the key witness of the U.S. prosecution against him is in prison for serial offenses. The same person that a few weeks ago confirmed in interviews that the elements in the indictment against Julian, where he was the only witness, were total fabrications. The case against Assange should be dropped, and under no circumstances, given recent revelations, can the UK indict him. Agreed. Wild shit, man. Fauci can fight Amanda Nunes. Correct. Let me... Shit. God damn it. I wonder what the... Oh, no. Let me pop this into that chat. There's a link to the Rockfin stream. We are also streaming live on Odyssey, Twitter, I think Twitch. I don't know. I haven't logged into Twitch this month. Yeah, and they're on the Rockfin. You do not need an account to watch us over on the Rockfin. Just click that link that's there in the stream. I am going to start getting better about putting the Rockfin link in the description after the shows. Holy fuck, I could do that in real time. Yeah, you don't need a link, or sorry, Jesus fuck. You don't need an account with Rockfin to... Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm not trying to edit the schedule. I'm just trying to save the existing changes. Thank you. Hopefully the link shows up in the description now. I'll work on that shit. If you want to participate in the live chat over there, you can make a free Rockfin account. It's free. Costs $0. If you love what we do and you want all of the paywalled content on the network, $9.99 a month. How in the fuck? Yeah, no, that's weird. Here, let me do that. I don't know how it gave you a 7-month-old link. That's hella weird. 1247447. I don't know. Cruise over fucking Rockfin. We'll give this a shot. Try this shit again. I don't know, man. I don't know. Love you, YouTube. Gotta go. Got too much to talk about that I can't talk about here. Got too many fucking informative and either laughter or anger inducing clips to play. Gonna be a fun show. Probably gonna go a little bit over time. It's been since Thursday since I've sat down and done a news show. Had a tremendous conversation with the notorious James Lindsay on Sunday. Please do go check that out. Great talk with Adam Kokesh yesterday. Love you, YouTube. But gotta bounce. And we'll see you over on the Rockfin or the Odyssey or anywhere else that doesn't fucking punish us for